Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to All Things Division 3 Soccer with Simple Coach and Jackie. I am Simple Coach. She needs no introduction. Right, girlie? She was all happy. She was sprinting around this morning. Yeah, so she was all happy. Good for an old lady like her. So, anyhow, you're here not for me, not for well, maybe probably for Jackie, but definitely not for me. You're here for the game or games of the weekend. Today is Friday, October 27th, and between today, tomorrow the 28th, and the 29th, there's some good matches to check out. A little bit shorter list than normal. It's hard to track, right? But a lot of teams are ending their regular seasons, and then conference tournament play is beginning. So I know, for example, the NESCACs are beginning the tournament play. I think tomorrow, Saturday. And I think you're in all sorts of different stages of that. So definitely by next week, I think everyone is going to be doing some sort of tournament play. So I didn't track down which ones were which. Obviously, I know the NESCACs, yeah, so I'll try to keep track of that a little bit better. I don't know, but they're games, right? Doesn't matter. They're still soccer games. So, a couple other things. I am late. It is Friday. I still have a plan to do the top 25s today. Just trying to carve out time. It's really sort of difficult for me these days. And then I have two Fields of Dreams that I'm trying to get off. Probably I'm hoping this weekend, but tomorrow we're going to visit Simple Player number 2. Check out the RPI women's game. I think they play Vassar. And yeah, so I'm not too, I'll get to them, hopefully. Definitely by Sunday, Monday. So anyhow, some cool ones, some really cool ones. All right, so with that, let me start with the ladies. No games today that really did anything for me. Tomorrow, Saturday, is a good chunk of the game. Good matchup. 14-2 Messiah goes to face 12-5 York. Now, I think from a ranking perspective, clearly Messiah is a top 25, Simple Coach top 25. I think they were like 12th, 13th, I can't remember. But York can play, right? And this could definitely be a trap match for Messiah if they're not careful, especially having to travel away. Another Saturday game, 12-3-1. Travels to 9-9 Arcadia. I do think Misericordia takes this, but again, sort of I look at it as another trap match, especially at the end of the season here. You have Roanoke 9-4-4 traveling to 11-5 Bridgewater, really having a great season. You have on the Landmark, which you won't be able to watch because it's the pay-per-view conference, unless you're paying to view. You have Catholic 10-4-3, which is having an outstanding season, right? Like, might even be able to say Coach of the Year material here because of the turnaround between last season where they won maybe 4 games or 5 games to this year to 10-4-3. At 2 travels to Juniata, who's at 4-9-2. Really 11. If Catholic wins 11-4-3, that's pretty astounding, right? Quite the turnaround. Another game that's interesting: 6-8 Notre Dame, University of Maryland, or however that's sort of structured. They're at 6-8. Faces 6-5-3 Cairn. That is so hard to pronounce. But the matchups, there's 2 real matchups that I want to check out. 9-6-1 McAllister travels to 10-3-3 Augsburg. So at Augsburg, I think that's just going to be a really great game. Two evenly matched teams. I mean, this one's, you might have better success with a coin toss than trying to figure out who's going to carry the day on this one. And then the other one is this is a different one. RIT 7-4-4 at Vassar, who is at 8-4-4. So that's for Saturday. Those are the two matches. For Sunday, there's two UAA matches that really, that have UAA implications, that have national implications. Carnegie Mellon 11-0-4 travels to 11-2-1 NYU. Again, coin toss. My only thing is, again, the way it works is Carnegie Mellon having to travel to NYU. That's a haul, right? That could be like and it's supposed to be on Sunday. It's supposed to be cooler, so that might not be too bad. But and then lastly, again, 10-0-5, University of Paywall, which, if I haven't told you lately, has banned me or blocked me on Exeter. So I'm a nice guy. I keep saying I'm a nice guy. Come on, people. And then travels to Wash U at 14-0-1, who's up till last week number one in the country on the Simple Coach Top 25, unscored on. So they're 14-0-1, and they have not let in a goal. Yeah. That's remarkable. At this stage, holy smokes. So anyhow, this is another tough match, right? Rochester traveling to Wash U. So that's the game. So if you look at it, Saturday. I didn't mention on Saturday also the other game that's really big. Emory at Chicago. 8-4-3 Emory traveling to 9-2-5 Chicago. Like that'll be a great match. So the games really that I have summed up, that Emory at Chicago, Rochester, RIT at Vassar, McAllister at Augsburg, and then on Sunday, the Tartans of Carnegie Mellon travel to NYU, and then University of Paywall travels to Wash U. And now on to the men. So tonight there's three matches that I'm going to try to check out. I do have a ref game. I'm reffing a game, which complicates matters. But on Friday there's three real good matches. Wisconsin Eau Claire 11-3-2 faces Wisconsin Platteville at 11-1-4. What a cracker of a game. So that'll be interesting to watch just because they're Wisconsin teams, right? Just always trying to get outside the comfort zone of this sort of the East Coast where a lot of the teams play. So also on Friday tonight, oh my gosh. Talk about real implications here. St. Thomas down in Tejas, 11-2-1. Faces 9-2-2 Trinity. That could be quite the matchup. And then on the men's side, we had on the women's side, but now on the men's side, McAllister 10-2-4 faces a good 8-3-5 Augsburg. So I think there's a lot going on there. On Saturday, the NESCAC tournament kicks off. I don't want to say too much about it because it gets right, but what's going on in Maine, there's some implications to that, just from which is ancillary. It's not a big bummer, whatever. It's totally understandable. So I think some games have been moved, canceled, or what have you. So I'm not sure. And the reason why I say that is because the first game I want to watch is 8-5-2 is supposed to. Or he's going to 11-0-4 Middlebury, and I get Middlebury is not. So Williams 8-5-2 travels to Middlebury 11-0-4. I think there's other games, but yeah, I don't. again, I don't know how that's all impacting everything, so I'll just leave it at that. I think I made my point. Let's see. Let me just check something really quick. Yeah, I think a lot of this ends up kicking off maybe on Tuesday. I think Tuesday? Something pops into my head that way. Anyhow, all right, let me get back on to track. Christopher Newport, 10-2-2, travels to Mary Washington, 13-1-2. Again, implications. This is Christopher Newport could do itself very good by getting a win, moving up the rankings, and Mary Washington will like to stay there. So definitely one of the favorites to win it all. So Emory, 11-1-3 is a tough one. Travels to 7-2-5. Chicago. Emory really playing really well and really solid, and Chicago not so much this year, but still a foe that you have to face. Here's, the game of games with so many implications for Centennial Conference play and then national rankings, and a big test. 13-1-2, the Diplomats of Franklin and Marshall travel to Chestertown, Maryland, to face Washington College, who stands at 10-1-5. So I think that's going to be a great matchup. I wish I could be there. I wish that would be a fun one to watch, really. Another one that sort of ranks up there, but maybe not as high, but it is clearly this. I mean, for me, there are no other games, right? But that's just for me personally. But for Simple Coach, this like, oof, right there, a little underneath Franklin and Marshall, Washington. The Purple Raiders of Mount Union host, who are 15-1-1 after, sorry, Coach Dayon, a wonderful, surprising 3-1 victory over John Carroll. Yeah, the John Carroll. Mount Union hosts 11-2-3, first in the conference, Otterbein College, the Cardinals. Never was a fan. Actually, 1986, we won the OAC on the last game of the season when, at home, we tied Otterbein 1-1. And that was enough for us to clinch the title. Little fun fact for you. Another cracker, 9-4-3, Denison. I think this might be NCAC conference game. I'm not sure. Faces 12-3-1 Ohio Wesleyan. So Coach Bianco, OU grad, faces his mentor, Jay Martin. Yeah, like that's going to be a humdinger. An interesting one here. 12-1-3, Lebanon Valley travels to 9-2-4 Stevens Institute of Technology. 8-5-2 RPI travels down the road, up the road, down side road. I'm not sure. Down the road to 6-5-3 Ithaca. Let me just check RPI Athletics. I should have done all this research beforehand, but I had to get my croissant and coffee. No, this is the last regular season game for RPI, who's riding a 3-4 game win streak. So big matchup in Ithaca. that they have to go up the hill and play on that beautiful, hopefully grass field. So, which I still haven't seen. But also on Saturday, matchup to check out: Landmark University or pay-per-view conference. Moravian 5-6-5 travels to 8-3-5 Scranton. I think that's a big deal matchup. Another matchup to check out, just because this is one of the one of the prominent games every year. Grudge match: 4-6-5 Swarthmore travels to 5-3-8 Haverford. And then on Sunday, big matchup. University of Paywall 7-2-5 travels to 7-6-1 Wash. All right, so those are the games of the weekend. Just to review, on the ladies' side, on Saturday, tomorrow the 28th, Emory's at Chicago, RIT at Vassar, and McAllister at Augsburg. On Sunday, UAA action: Carnegie Mellon at NYU and University of Paywall at WashU. And then on the men's side, bunch of games on Friday. 90 Minutes of Hell, Wisconsin Eau Claire at Wisconsin Platteville, St. Thomas at Trinity, and McAllister at Augsburg. On Saturday, bunch of matches. Williams at Middlebury, Christopher Newport at Mary Washington, Emory at Chicago, F&M at Washington if you're circling one. If you're circling another, Mount Union at Otterbein, Denison at Ohio Wesleyan, Lebanon Valley at Stevens, and then RPI at Ithaca, and another one to circle: Swarthmore at Haverford. And then on Sunday, the only game that I have for Sunday is University of Paywall travels to Wash U. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you get to watch a lot of soccer this weekend. And yeah, if you have any other games you think I should be watching, by all means, put it down below. I will catch these games either live, or hopefully they have a recording available. And if you're asking how I watch so many games, then that's usually the case, right? I just pull up streams and pop them up and keep an eye. So anyhow, hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support to my Patreon people. And yeah, if you want to check that out, sometimes when I post game notes, depending on the game, I make them public. So to give you a taste of what I'm making available if you become a Patreon member, so which I highly recommend, because I got some exciting things that I'm trying to work on. Anyhow, all right, be well.